Sports Rush.
Ericsson, Garnacho hasn't stopped. Garnacho has scored in stoppage time, and Manchester United have nicked it.
For updates in the world of football.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh wow! Lift the Anfield roof. Company's error, yes!
Formula One.
Imka's down the inside now. Comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip.
Cycling. Boxing. Basketball and lots more. Listen to us live on Sport Rush, Mondays to Fridays, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv Radio. For more inquiries, please call 0806 242 9799. Sport Rush, your everyday dose of sports.
SPORTVILLE on Al-IyamoyeTV and radio. I am YAZID.
Good morning to you all. I am YEKINI ANUOLUWAPO.
Okay, let's start with Arsenal. YEKINI going to Arsenal transfer can take next step this week as Manchester City request is reviewed. YEKINI has been linked with a free transfer to Arsenal as Mikel Arteta looks to use the summer window to bolster his midfield options ahead of next season. YEKINI is the latest player with Manchester City connections to be linked with a move to Arsenal. The Manchester City's £77 million decision highlights why Chelsea cannot sell Mason Mount this summer. Mason Mount would find himself at either Liverpool, Arsenal or Manchester United next season, but Chelsea simply cannot allow that to happen. Picturing Mason Mount in the colours of any team other than Chelsea is almost unthinkable, but that worrying nightmare could soon become a reality if he does not sign a new contract at Stamford Bridge, with several Premier League drivers keen to acquire his services this summer.
AS Roma. Mourinho wants Tielemans at Roma. Jose Mourinho wants to see Yuri Tielemans link up with him at Roma. The Belgian midfielder has seen various London sports speculated on his contract at Leicester runs down. The Serie A giant in the Italian capital among those hoping to snap him up as a free agent. Now to Southampton. Southampton expects to name Swansea boss Roger Martins as their new manager after being rejected by Man City coach Enzo Maresca, with 37 years old set to replace Ruben Celis and lead championship rebuild. Southampton hope to agree a deal with Swansea to hire Martin by Monday. Former Saints boss Nathan Jones is a contender to succeed Martins at Swansea. Now to Arsenal. Arsenal monitoring alternatives to Rice. Arsenal desire to sign Declan Rice from West Ham is well documented, but they have other options on their list. Arsenal hope Rice wants to stay in London but still retains their interest in Real Sociedad. Martin Zubimendi, Ruben Neves of Wolves, and Moises Caicedo at Brighton. They also want creative support from Martin Odegaard, hence talks with the representative of Manchester City, Ike Gundogan, and Chelsea Mason Mount.
Arsenal face Joao Cancelo problem. Arsenal have reasons to be cautious with a potential move to sign Joao Cancelo from Manchester City this summer. The Portuguese defender was allowed to leave the Etihad Stadium on a six-month loan deal to Bayern Munich after falling out of favor under Pep Guardiola. The Gunners pushed Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko from City last summer, with both players having a huge impact on Mikel Arteta's side. The improvement at the Emirates Stadium has been accelerated by the additions of former City duo, and it may stop Guardiola allowing players to leave the squad and reunite Arteta in North London again. Now to Chelsea. David Beckham, Rio Ferdinand and Alex Scott linked for Ukraine charity game at Chelsea. David Beckham, Rio Ferdinand and Alex Scott are among the stars lined up for a Stamford Bridge charity football match to aid war-torn Ukraine in August. It will be staged at Chelsea's home ground just over a year after Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich was forced to sell the club following Vladimir Putin's invasion. Former Chelsea striker Andriy Shevchenko and Arsenal Alexander Zinchenko, both Ukrainians, are tipped to captain the two teams.
Chelsea looking at Lavia and Ugarte. Chelsea watched Southampton midfielder Romeo Lavia again last week. The 19-year-old is admired by Director of Recruitment Joe Shield, who signed Lavia for Southampton, but other staff have reservation. Chelsea have also checked on Sporting Lisbon Manuel Ugarte, who is available for £53 million. Aston Villa likes Ugarte, but Liverpool has stepped away as they consider others. OGC Nice won Manchester United. Captain of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Nice hit out of the British billionaire running of the French club, telling him to speak less and work in silence after another underwhelming year. To maintain a project, maybe you need to speak less about objectives and work in silence to create an environment of competitors, because an expectation is even bigger, and even after people are frustrated. Now to Asisat Oshoala. Panic as Asisat Oshoala cops injury ahead UCL final. Barcelona fans has expressed concern after star striker Asisat Oshoala picked up an injury in Barcelona 2-1 loss to CFF Madrid in Spanish La Liga F on Sunday, the Punch report. The Spanish champions are preparing to face Wolfsburg in final of the Women's Champions League at the Philips Stadium in Eindhoven, Netherlands, June 3rd.
Still on Chelsea, Chelsea will announce retained and release list as N'Golo Kante contract decision and exit loan. Chelsea's season is not far away from ending, but teams as Stamford Bridge and Cooper will only get busier behind the scenes ahead of pre-season. In many ways, Chelsea soon has long been over with a little to play after being knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. The Blues have 2 more matches until it is officially the case, however, as they face 2 more members of the top 4, which is Manchester United and Newcastle. Chelsea suffered major injury blow as Bernard Badiashile to miss Mauricio Pochettino pre-season. Bernard Badiashile missed Chelsea's defeat to Manchester City after picking up an injury in the training in the build-up to face the Premier League champions. Bernard Badiashile is said to be out for 3 months after suffering a groin injury. Frank Lampard reviewed the injury happening in the training last week ahead of facing Manchester City, and the resultant diagnosis will likely mean Badiashile misses pre-season and the beginning of next season. Let's take a short break from here. When we get back from the break, we'll continue with the news and discuss on some thoughts. Thank you. analysts among us. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Good morning to you all. This is YAZID, SMD Sports.
Okay, let's quickly take some discussion. Before that, let's quickly read on the result of some matches that went on. Empoli defeated Juventus 4-1. Newcastle United played 0-0 with Leicester City. Okay, there's been some issues saying Juventus have been deducted of some points. Juventus have been deducted of some points. At the beginning of the season, Juventus were deducted of 15 points where they went down, and eventually they strived back and came back to the top 4, which is the contender of the Champions League. And now they have finally been deducted 10 points again, and now in the 7th position. What do you see to that issue?
I think to me, this should be a lesson for most of other teams, that there should not be a forceful declaration of how you sell player, how salary is being paid to players. Because if you, let's look at it from this angle. From the beginning of this, I think it was February or thereabouts. They said they deducted 15 points from their points. Later in the day, they return back the point where Juventus try to struggle, to strive. How do you mean? You know what I just say is that they just only flashed Juventus. I mean, they knew that the point will still be deducted. They will have tried more to progress to Europa League final. Maybe they can just try to win the Europa League. And winning the Europa League might get them the Champions League qualification. Yeah. What they really did is very bad, because Nedved, Paratizi at Tottenham Sport, all these people have been banned from football for two years, some 2.5 years, some 1 year, because of the atrocity they committed at Juventus. Most of these are things that happened during Ronaldo era. They are the total amount of money they're paying for Ronaldo, the salary they're paying for Ronaldo. The first fellow said they are paying below that, and they are paying above that. So it's not something that is very good in terms in football. And this is not the first time that this kind of thing will happen to Juventus. They have a lot of scandals before, whereby they are match fixing. I think that was 2010, 2009, whereby they went to relegation in Serie B. Antonio Conte bring them back to Italian Serie A. And I think that should be equity, fairness and justice to Juventus, for court to say they will deduct that 10 points. They even try for them before it was 15 points. Now it's already 10 points. Now back to 7th on the log. Yesterday they even lost
4-1.
4-1. So it means the team is not that okay. They need to start the team afresh. So I think deducting 10 points from that point is justified to what they say they committed.
Okay, do you see some players leaving Juventus?
Definitely, because there's no let's say there's no assurance that necessary they'll be able to do more than this, because we have so many players on the team, young players, they are hungry for success. They like your Dusan Vlahovic, Moise Kean, Chiesa, and the likes. They are the owner of this guy from playing at Tottenham Sport, Kulusevski. They have a lot of, and mind you, next season, Leonardo Bonucci will retire. These are one of the best players for years. Chinini get out of the team beginning of this season. Bonucci will retire. Pogba has not been playing up to expectation. The Cuadrado of these days, Alexandro, their age. So I think by next season, 3 or 4, 5 players will still leave the team. Like Dusan Vlahovic, Moise Kean, Chiesa. Most players will leave the team next season. There's no doubt about that. But their coach might still remain in the team. But most players will leave the team next season.
Okay, there's a big struggle in the Bundesliga chase for the title, as Dortmund are now in 70 points, and with Bayern Munich in 68 points, and they have 1 more match to go. What do you see winning the title?
I think if Dortmund win the German Bundesliga this season, Bayern Munich should have themselves to be blamed. They should have themselves to be blamed, because when Thomas Tuchel, when he was hired as the coach of Bayern Munich, which position did he make them? First position. They were in the DFB Pokal. quarter-final. They were in your Champions League, round of 16. Still yet, you sack this coach, Nagelsmann. On what basis? Let me take it to you. If it's still Nagelsmann being the head coach of Bayern Munich by this time around, Bayern Munich would have become the champion. Because I don't see a reason why you went ahead to get Thomas Tuchel and sack Nagelsmann, who has been brilliant for Bayern Munich. This is, mind you, they were in the same group with Inter Milan, with FC Barcelona. They came top of the league, of the Champions League group stage, and they are performing very, very good, unbeaten in Champions League. But Thomas Tuchel came, they lost. And I think yesterday on Yoruba version of this program, there was news I got to the audience. Lothar Matthäus, one of the legend of Bayern Munich, he said they are just too in a hurry to sack Nagelsmann. They foresight that Juventus wanted to bring in Thomas Tuchel. That was the reason why they went ahead to sack Nagelsmann. So I think they should have themselves. And me, I'm saying, but Borussia Dortmund will be the champion of Bundesliga, because there was a particular match against, I think it's against Augsburg, that Karim Adeyemi saw a penalty, and the referee said it was not a penalty. After the match, the referee came out to say he was very sorry that he knew that it was a penalty. If Dortmund didn't win this league this season, he said it's its own fault. And Bayern Munich lost in the weekend against Augsburg. Now in the weekend, Bayern Munich will play against, I think they'll play against Bochum, and Dortmund will play against Mainz 05. To me, Borussia Dortmund will be crowned the champions of Bundesliga, and Bayern Munich will have themselves to be blamed for sacking Nagelsmann.
Okay, he has a very tough chase of the Bundesliga title this season. Okay, let me take on the matches coming up today by 6:30 p.m. in the La Liga. Celta is playing against Girona. Also by 6:30 p.m. Real Sociedad against Almeria, and by 9 o'clock p.m. Valladolid against Barcelona, champions already, and 7:30 p.m. and Nassau against Al-Shabaab. Okay, before we close the program today, let's quickly talk on what happened to Vinicius Jr. During the weekend, where he was racially abused, and he ended up with a red card at the 90+7 minute, and went on to social media to post that this is not the league Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldinho and Messi left, that this is the league of racism. What would you say to that?
Actually, for what he said, during the era of the Ronaldinho, the likes of the Lima Ronaldo, there was racism then. It was not as much as this. I could remember there was a time the fan abused Dani Alves. If you remember that time, the threw banana. Yeah. He only do what? He took the banana, peel it, and ate it. The likes of Eric Gabida, Seydou Keita in Barcelona, racism has been an issue in La Liga. There's this guy, Drente, in Real Madrid then. He was socially abused as well. But I think it's just because Vinicius Jr. is too young. He's still a young lad, and there's no way you will abuse a young lad. Even though it happens, Manchester City versus Real Madrid game in Champions League second leg, it was socially abused as well, but it was not pained. But the issue that happened in La Liga on Sunday, it's quite unfortunate that happens to Vinicius Jr. This season, it will be the 8th time that it happened to Vinicius Jr. And I think that I will personally blamed on the referee that day. He should have stopped the game on Sunday. He should have stopped the game and told all the players to go inside the dressing room in order for them to stop racism. Because we are black, they are white. There's nothing that distinguishes both of us. We are all human beings. You can't continue to underestimate the blacks. This guy has been proving them wrong, doing fantastically well for Real Madrid. I think it's high time. Let's come to England. England always take proactive measures immediately. Look at what happened to Son Heung-min against Arsenal. Arsenal, whereby a fans racially abused Son Heung-min. Second or third day, the fans was fished out and banned for a year to come and watch ball at stadium. So why can't Spanish La Liga FA and the Spanish Football Association do the same thing? They has been on this issue. We'll fish them out, and I think it's a good one for Xavi Hernandez, the head coach of Barcelona. He came out and said, no matter the jersey that Vinicius Junior is wearing, he supported Vinicius Junior. That is sportsmanship behavior. La Liga, this is high time for La Liga to curb racism. I think there was a time Alonso, when they started kneeling down in England, said no to racism. He said something. Said this is not how to curb racism. We can't continue kneeling down and said no to racism, no to racism. The proactive measures, actions should be taken. On a football fan, even the player as well. I think Gabriel Pauleta, the former Arsenal defender, came out yesterday talking what to be said. He said he trusts the fans that they cannot say such, all because he is a white. I think it's high time for Spanish La Liga to find something to do to this guy, because they have been saying we'll look to it 8 racist abuse against this same person in a whole season, just one season. It's very quite unfortunate. So I think it's high time for Spanish FA and La Liga to find something to do to this and fish out that particular fan that did such, because if they fail to do such, this might disturb mentally. At Rio de Janeiro this morning, they flagged out Vinicius Junior image and said they supported him. So it's high time we stop racism in football, in anything we are doing. Racism is not only about color. Racism started from us. How are you incorporating male and female in a workplace? That's where racism starts. Let's stop racism.
Okay. In the whole. Thank you, our main analyst SM the Sport.
Thank you to everyone of our listeners to us at Al-IyamoyeTv and radio on SPORTVILLE this morning. I still remain show Walimo should SM the Sport. I said goodbye. I'll meet you next time coming on SPORTVILLE. Goodbye.
Okay, that's all for today on SPORTVILLE on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow all our programs on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all other social media. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell. I shall remain here.
And I still remain YEKINI.
Very good. Bye.